Good evening, everyone. Am I audible and visible? Good evening, Hardeep, Mazam, Naveen, Abhijit, Vimal, Utkarsh. Am I audible and visible? Okay, perfect. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Aman. Aman is saying mythology is good word to indicate because it gives you vast definition in a single word. History did not define that much. Yeah, right, Aman. Or the history not mythology. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So, is that Zeus from Record of Ragnarok? Yeah, right. Right, Naveen. Okay. Yes, it's from Record of Ragnarok anime. Right. Okay, cool. So, extending to the previous class, which I took, I think 2 weeks back, it was an orthology. And it is basically a vocab building session. So, I'll be having n number of sessions to build the vocabulary, which will be very much relevant to your preparation, aptitude preparation. So today I have picked up mythology-based vocabulary. Okay, as all of you might be aware that English language is, English language is basically, it is derived from a lot of languages, a lot of history, a lot of mythology, a lot of other fields of discipline from Greek, Latin, etc., even from Sanskrit in some cases. So English language and literature doesn't have its own words, like it has some of the words, but majority of them are they are taken from the mythology, history, and other fields of discipline, other fields of studies as well. Mahabharat mythology, yeah, Vimal, Mahabharat is mythology. Okay, so today we'll be doing mythology-based vocabulary. And as you can see that this is God Zeus. Zeus is considered to be the king of all gods. Good evening, Rashmi. Good evening, DS Rajput, Gaurav, Akhil. Okay. So here goes the first word for today. And the word is Aesop. Anybody who was Aesop? Good evening, Rishabh. Okay, who was Aesop? Good evening, Janvi. Anyone? Aesop's fable? Yeah, right. Aesop was a Greek author of fables. Now, what is a fable? Anyone? So now, as we know that Aesop was basically a very famous Greek author of fables, here comes a word called fables. What is a fable? Fable is basically a story in which animals and sometimes magical creatures play important role. They can be humans as well, but majority of it is magical creatures and animals. For example, in India we have an example of fables, a very famous one, and it is called as Panchatantra. Panchatantra is basically is also a fable. Janvi, majorly stories are with a moral, but the main thing over here is that it should be full of magical creatures, animals, and sometimes humans as well. Okay, so like Panchatantra is one of the Indian fables. Okay, now tell me something, and let's see how many of you. Okay, today I'll be asking a lot of questions. This will be your vocab building. At the same time, this will be your general knowledge building. I'll be asking some GK questions as well. Let's see how many of you get the correct answers. Who wrote the Panchatantra? Who wrote the Panchatantra? Good evening, SM Motivation. I don't know what your name is. You used to read a soft fable in school? Yeah, good. Who wrote the Panchatantra? Vishnu Sharma. Very good. Good job. And there is one fable, a modern fable, I would say. Not exactly a fable, but very much similar to a fable, and it is called as Animal Farm. Animal Farm by George Orwell, a highly recommended book for everyone by George Orwell. This book is by George Orwell, Animal Farm. A modern fable, I would say. In the last century, maybe in the late 80s, this book was published. Now coming to the Charak, no, Vimal Charak is not the correct answer, it's Vishnu Sharma. Utkarsh says Vishnu Sharma, very good Utkarsh. Next one. Atlas. Who was Atlas? And nowadays we call that book of maps. The book of maps as Atlas nowadays, but Atlas is derived from a Greek word. Atlas was a god, basically a titan, who was condemned to carry the earth and the heavens upon his shoulders. Atlas is a book of map, Anand, right? But Atlas derived from a Greek god. He was a titan. Titan is a clan of gods. So he was condemned to carry the earth and heavens upon his shoulder. You might have seen there was a bicycle brand called Atlas, and there was a man who was lifting the entire earth upon his shoulders. So that was God Atlas. Asul Titan is a clan of Greek gods who were busy fighting. Yes, Indian, yeah, like Yash said, Indian equivalent to Atlas is Sheshnag. And this is very interesting, like nowadays, if we compare the Hindu gods and the Greek gods, we find a lot of similarity. It looks like God Atlas is very similar to Sheshnag. Right. So similarly, like God Zeus is the king of all gods. He's very much similar to Indra, but Indra is similar to a lot of other gods as well. Like Thor is also very much similar to Indra. The next one, chaos. What is chaos? I think everybody knows what chaos is. Chaos is disorder and randomness. Like we say, this is very chaotic. The entire examination paper was very chaotic. The class is very chaotic. So chaotic is basically when things are disordered and random. Puzzled, Akshay, right? So that is, someone says buzzard. Okay. Halabalu, Wanda. Nice, nice, nice. Too much confusion, Anjali. Yes. Halabalu, I like this word halabalu. Halabalu, there's a book called Halabalu in Guava Orchard. Saugata, tell me who is the writer. Halabalu in Guava Orchard. I use this term halabalu. Who wrote this book? Joker loved chaos. Joker was an agent of chaos. Like he famously says in The Dark Knight that I am the agent of chaos, right? That's what Joker said. Avyavastha. Who wrote the book Halabalu in Guava Orchard? No. Kiran Desai. Kiran Desai won a Booker for this book called The Inheritance of Loss. Attending cat with preparation is chaotic. Harsha used in the sentence as well. Well done. It is derived from the Greek word chaos. Chaos is the void from which all life sprang. So basically, like in Bible, it is said there was darkness, then the light came, and a lot of things happened, and the life came. And according to Greek mythology, there was a void. Void. What is void? Void is emptiness. Like there's nothing around. It's kind of vacuum, and from that void, the void was called chaos, and from that the all life sprang. So basically, you can imagine now if there is a void in which all the life is forming up, it will be a lot of confusion, lot of chaotic and random events would be happening over there. In scientific experiment, it is said that somehow there were amino acids, there were molecules, chemicals, and they combined because of an electric discharge, and that is how life formed. So that even in that experiment, there is a lot of chaos. So be it mythological, be it historical, be it scientific, chaos is something which was there when the life was actually formed. All right. Janvi Halabalu is an umbrella term, yeah, and it means chaos also in some way. Great. Next. Trojan War. I think this everybody knows about this war. Trojan War. You must have watched the movie called Troy. Have you? Troy was based on Trojan War. So, Trojan War, War of Troy, you're right. In mythology, in Indian mythology, we have two major wars. One is Ramayana, other is Mahabharata. And in Greek mythology, like Western mythology, we have Trojan War. And okay, there's one thing which which is very common in all these wars because all these wars were fought for a woman. Ramayana was fought for Sita, abduction of Sita. Mahabharata was for Draupadi, Princess Draupadi, and Trojan War was fought for Helen of Troy. Helen of Troy, right? So Helen was basically a princess, a queen to a newlywed queen, and the Prince Paris from Troy, he came there and he kind of abducted her in a way, and that is why Trojan War happened. And यही जो हॉर्स के अंदर सोल्जर भेजे थे एग्जैक्टली सेम a lot of warriors over there. Achilles was there. Achilles is very much similar to Indian Karna. Yeah, her husband was brother of Armageddon. No, it was Agamemnon. Whether it was Agamemnon, not Armageddon. Armageddon is something else. Ashutosh, I have read Iliad, but I have forgotten it. A Greek war fought between Greece and Troy. So she was a Greek princess, and these guys, Prince Paris, yeah, so she eloped with him. Next, erotic. Erotic is sexual in nature. It is derived from the Eros, the Greek god for love and desire. Okay, the three different mythologies. In Greek mythology, we have Eros. In Indian mythology, who is the equivalent of Eros? Greek mythologies are famous, Devi Prasad, because a lot of Western authors and filmmakers have created artistic stuff on it. Manmath, right? Sahithi, Manmath. Manmath was the name, and Kamdev was an honorary title given to him, like everybody is saying. Right. And there was one god called Cupid. So Cupid, Kamdev, and Eros are exactly similar, and all of them held a bow and an arrow of flowers. But I'm really happy to know that someone knows the real name of Kamdev, that is Manmath. Great. Europe. Okay, Europe. What is Europe? Vaibhav remembers walls of Troy were made by Hercules. What is Europe? Europe is a continent. You're right. Of course, it's a continent. But why in mythology? Because it's derived from Europa, a beautiful princess with whom Zeus, the king of gods, fell in love. And the entire continent, the landmass where they ruled, now it is called as Europe, based on the derived from the name of the beautiful princess called Europa. Hardeep feels Europe is a bunch of hypocrite nations. Well said, Hardeep. Yours noble meaning of fable? Yeah, good. Exactly. Yours noble, you are right over there. Good evening, Swati and Utkarsh. Vaibhav, that's right. Jesus fell in love with every girl in Greek history. That even I kind of feel it, like how it was possible. And yeah, and even his wife, she kind of was jealous with all the ladies that he fell in love with. Very similar to Indra's character. Even Indra was like that. He fell in love with almost every girl in Hindu mythology. Halcyon. What is Halcyon? आनंद थॉर लव एंड थंडर 7 जुलाई को रिलीज हो रही है नजदीकी सिनेमा घरों में. हम्म. Hera was goddess of marriage. The Shah Rukh Khan of Greece. Halcyon. Okay, anybody knows about this? Halcyon? Heard about this earlier? This is an important term. Bird. Vaibhav, very good. And era of peace. Muhammad Omar, very good. A peaceful and perfect time occurred in past. Such a beautiful word it is, no? You can use it. If you want to write something very literary sort of article, literary sort of essay, then you can use this word. It's a peaceful and perfect time occurred in past. In Greek mythology, Halcyon was a bird that could calm the rough winds and make a nest on the sea. now, now tell me, everyone, tell me any peaceful and perfect time from your life which occurred in the past, which you still remember, you're nostalgic about it, you feel like, okay, शायद ये फिर से आता. You might be feeling that what if we live there again, like in childhood or something. So anybody, tell me your favorite moments from your past life, not past life, from your past. Yeah, example in a sentence. Yeah, of course. For example, lost in a halcyon. I lost in a halcyon. I met the girl of my dreams. This is a proper example. Pranshu says cuddle with X. Jagati says class 12. Devanshu जब कट गया था मेरा. Once upon a time I went to London summer vacations. 10th class में girlfriend बनाना. Peaceful था वो. Okay. Happy and peaceful time. My trip to Manali, bachpan, KG classes. Zoel Suresh, do you still remember the KG classes? When I used to play carom with friends. Time before CAT preparation. Or probably after CAT preparation, you go to some good B school. That can be Halcyon. Time spent with first girlfriend, Uttarakhand tour, World Cup final, India win. Nice. Swati. Okay, I'm live on 2 channels, Facebook and YouTube. So I'm talking to both the people at once. Okay, the people who are watching me on YouTube, you can also tell your experiences. Let us make this interactive. Boarding school time, after then summer vacation, lockdown. I want a Halcyon in IIM. That won't happen, Vaibhav, unfortunately, because life in IIMs is very rigorous. So it will be a kind of luxury if you get 4 to 5 hours to sleep. That will be a luxury, you know. But still you enjoy it. Even after 4 hours of sleep, you feel like, okay, I am at a good position, at a good place. Great. Heliotrope. Heliotrope. Anyone? Ronit, you joined late. No worries, Ronit. You can anyways go back to and watch the recording. वैभव, आपके सेंटेंस के फर्स्ट पार्ट में I had my heart in a mouth. Growing towards the sun, Sahiti, yeah, that is right. Hardeep had a cultural phase named Halcyon Hughes in college. Very good. Which college was that, Hardeep? Sounds like a pretty good college. Heliotrope. A plant which moves in the direction of sun to gather more light. For example, sunflower. Right? Sunflower is a heliotrope. As we have said, Helios is for sun. It is derived from Helios, the titan who controlled the rising and settling of the sun. In Hindu mythology, we have Surya Dev like that, an equivalent to Helios in Greek. आनंद इतना लिटरल नहीं होना था कि सन खाने वाला भगवान जो होगा वो हेलियोट्रोप होगा. खाना मतलब कि डिपेंडेंट ऑन in fact all the plants are like that, but the plant which moves in the direction of sun is the heliotrope. For example, sunflower. Okay, NIT Hamirpur. Okay, so so that was okay. Tell me something. If you look at this term Helios, what else comes to your mind? We need to, yeah, you know what, in English language we need to find the connection between different words. That is how you can improve your language. I remember when I was a kid, so never in my life I had to learn the dictionary. Not dictionary, the dictation. There's a test of dictation, the spelling dictation. So what I did, like I was more into science and all, less into English. So I learned the technical terms which were scientific, and they're majorly taken from Greek. That is something which we came to know afterwards. And that is how I could join different words and I could make out of the meaning of different words. Has it happened with you as well? Like you can make out the meaning just by knowing one word, and all the connected words you can actually, kind of make the meaning out of it. Helium, right? Helium. So what happens? What happens in this one? There are two hydrogen molecules. They combine and they form one helium molecule, right? That is called nuclear fusion. And and the hydrogen bomb, the technology of hydrogen bomb is basically this only. When two hydrogen molecules, they combine to form one helium, and a lot of energy is dissipated through it, and it can actually destroy the entire world. Right? Shubham, ICSC? Even I was in ICSC. Muhammad का कहता दिमाग था ही नहीं, Pranchu, sometimes it happens. Yes, it should happen. Omar, this will happen with you as well. After complete word par made easy thrice, it started happening. Okay? So, in case you remember this, two hydrogens make one helium. That is nuclear fusion on the surface of sun, and that is how the entire temperature, entire heat is produced. Yes, no, not a science class. I'm just connecting you to different links, so that you kind of understand this part, that how words are connected. Hermaphrodite. And in fact, Yash, like I said, all the scientific terms, if you remember them, biology, physics, they're somehow derived from Greek words, and that to Greek mythology. For example, this word, hermaphrodite, is a term for biology, from biology. In case anybody of you remembers that. Anyone getting memory recall? Hermaphrodite, सुना है इस बारे में? Yeah, Ronit, I think Ronit knows it. There are some no, it's not bisexual, Anand. Like nowadays, people use it for as a like just to not in a very literal way. People use that term. No, it's not bisexual. No, 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 no. Earth form is a hermaphrodite animal. Very good, Ronit. So basically, there are some animals. There are some animals, like an animal or a person that exhibits the traits of both the genders. So of course, when we talk about person, it becomes very humane, like mainstream, but majorly it is animal which exhibits trait of both the genders. For example, earthworm. Earthworm has both the male and female this organs. And cockroach, someone said, I'm not very sure about cockroach, whether it is hermaphrodite or not, but I'm sure about this earthworm. So now the story is, there's a nymph. Anybody knows what a nymph is? Nymph, again, a Greek word. In Indian mythology, nymph is equivalent to Apsara. Nymph is very much equivalent to Apsara. Yeah, Yash, that's right. Scientific revolution started from Greece. So nymphs are of different types. In India, we have Apsaras, but nymphs is basically an umbrella term. Nymph can walk. The different kinds of nymphs. They can walk on ground. They can fly in air. They can swim in water. They can be in forests. So basically, there are n number of, like Jalpari, someone said. So nymphs are basically 4 to 5 different kinds of nymphs are there, and majorly they dwell in forests. It's a magical being. You may find them in fables. A nymph fell in love with Hermaphrodite, the son of Aphrodite and Hermes, and prayed that she could be united with him. Her prayers were answered. So what happened? Both the bodies, they converged, they kind of, and they formed just one body. So that is how hermaphrodite come into existence. Now tell me something, do you find a similarity in Indian mythology, something like this? Like two bodies, male and female, they just join each other and form one single body. Vaibhav said, Greeks used to touch trees thinking nymphs reside in them, hence the word. Very good, Vaibhav, very good. What has Vaibhav said over here? People, you note it down. Touch wood, the word comes from this part. Greeks used to touch trees thinking nymphs resided in them, hence the word touchwood. Okay, Ardhanarishwar, very good, very good. Savarna said that, Mohit Jan, Vishal, Pranshu, yes. The Shiva and Parvati, same thing. So we have very much common, Greek and Indian gods. Next, hypnosis. What is hypnosis? Sometimes you might be getting, kind of shocked that these are very simple words in English, but they have come from mythology. Isn't it strange? Hypnosis, we might be using it every day. And it has come from a Greek word, Greek mythology. A lot of words are here which have come from Greek mythology, but we were using it without knowing it. Controlling mind, Vashikaran, Sammohan, hypnosis, yeah, right. Sleep-like state of consciousness. Sleep-like state of consciousness. It is derived from hypnos, the Greek god of sleep. The Greek god of sleep. काफी अजीब सा है ना ये कि इतने सारे वर्ड्स हम पढ़ रहे थे और सारे के सारे ग्रीक मैथोलॉजी से लिए गए हैं और मैंने यहाँ पे जो वर्ड्स मैंने चूज किए बहुत कम है इस क्लास में मतलब देर आर मोर देन 1000 words like this. So Hypnos is the Greek god for sleep, and because of his name, hypnosis came into existence. Like there are some some visuals, some pictures, some scenery, some landscapes, some song or some movie, some painting, which is very hypnotic in nature. That means it kind of attracts you in such a way that you are into sleep-like state. Now, what does it mean? That you're not feeling anything else except the calm and peace and soothe which you can feel only when you are asleep. Right? Webber read an article today about Greek architecture where gods actually personify traits. Yeah, they do. I'm very happy to see that a lot of you, everyone, the people who are watching this session, they're actually studying a lot. I'm really happy to see that. Cat, long R, Caesar, hypnosis. People are too lazy to invent new names. That's what Harsha said. Harsha, I don't feel so. It's kind of natural. When you start inventing something new, that will again take a natural course of time to come into mainstream. So whatever has happened earlier, it has happened. So you tend to derive words and names from that only. It's very natural. It doesn't mean people were lazy. Indian god related to hypnosis. No, I don't know. I don't think anybody from India. Like, in fact, all Indian gods have had this kind of thing, no? Looked in the eyes and hypnotized everyone. So, curriculum, why it added Greek subject? Have they? I'm not very sure about this. And I did not say everything. Majority of words, majorly scientific. Iridescent. This I like this word a lot. When I came across this word first time, it was from a poem, and I felt, iridescent butterflies. It was used for iridescent butterflies. Anybody? What is iridescent? KK songs are hypnotic. Of course, they are. Oh, you missed to add now. No, Greek subject, if they add, it will be of no use because Greek language is no more an international language. All the best things from the Greek language has already been taken up by English people. Vaibhav, story of word narcissist. Of course, Vaibhav, there is a term here as well. We'll come to that. Iridescent is colorful, right? A surface which reflects multiple colors. It is derived from Iris, the Greek goddess of rainbows. Greek goddess of rainbows. Okay? Iridescent butterfly. Yeah. And even iris is, like a human eye. If you look at the human eye, it's like this. This part is called iris, and inside it there is pupil. And if you look at your eyes closely, you'll find a lot of nerve endings, a lot of things like this. And if you throw some light inside it, it will glow. A lot of multicolored glowing, it glows like in multicolors. So that is why it is called iris. Right? Soumya, colors that change when seen from different angle. It happened with our eyes as well. Okay. Lethargy. Yes, Anand. Colorful iris hota hai. Lethargy. What is lethargy? Anubhav, right. Changing colors when viewed from different angles. That's right, Anubhav Prasad. What is lethargy? Thakan, alsi, laziness. It's not always laziness. Okay, extreme state of forgetfulness and lack of energy. So when you're feeling lack of energy, you can be lethargic, not necessarily you are lazy. So it can happen that you're an energetic person, you are always, in a state of, you're always elated, but still you can feel lethargic due to some exercise or something. So yeah, alas machanega. It is a Greek river, right, Ashutosh? It is derived from word lith, a river. This is very important. If Ashutosh you know it, Ashutosh, very good. I was not expecting someone to know about this thing. A river that flowed through the underworld. Underworld, it is believed that the people who died drank from this river and forgot their past lives. That's a Greek belief. We talk about reincarnation, we talk about stuff like past life. People can remember their past life, some people can. So, and now, and that is why this belief came into existence, that how can other people forget that? So, some people feel that the people who did not drink the water from that river can still remember that. But now, and that is why they cannot remember the past lives. But some people, a few of them, very few of them, might have not drunk that mythologically, and that is why they can connect their present life to their past lives. So that is why this thing is very deep. River Styx is your favorite? Okay, next one. Lycanthrope. Lycanthrope. Okay, what is Lyca and what is anthrope? You can do it like this: Lyca, anthrope. No, it's river Lith. Okay, lycanthrope. What is Lyca and what is anthrope? This comes from anthropos. Anthropos is humans, race of humans, and Lyca is basically wolf-like. So when we add them up, it becomes half human and half wolf. It is derived from Lycaon, a human who transformed into a wolf as a punishment for cannibalism. So in the ancient times, there were some people who were eating other people, the cannibals, and to abolish cannibalism, this thing was. It is believed in mythology that someone was cursed to become a wolf, and that is why this came into existence. And present day equivalent to this is lycanthrope is a werewolf, as you guys are already saying. Zeus ने curse दिया था, right, Omar? That's right. Wolverine नहीं. Wolverine is not like that. Jacob was like that. Nice. Next. Mentor. What is a mentor? I think everybody knows it. Mentor. An inspiring leader or a teacher. This is something which we use nowadays very commonly. Derived from there was a person who was named as mentor. उनका नाम ही mentor था. Okay, yeah, I'm a mentor right here. But there was a person called Mentor, and he was responsible for Odysseus' son's education. Who was Odysseus? Odysseus. There's a there's an epic called Odyssey. It's about King Odysseus, and in that epic poem, his son was getting taught by the man called Mentor. Right. So person who guides you. But the best thing about this, the very interesting part about this is that there's a man whose name was Mentor. Isn't it interesting? Thank you, Aman. Thanks, everybody, for saying that. Uh, Next one. Morphine. ये तो सबने देखा होगा. The movie called Kabir Singh. है ना? In Kabir Singh, he takes a shot of morphine and sleeps. When he gets to know that his girlfriend is about to get married to someone else, he takes a morphine shot and sleeps for, I think, 24 or 48 hours. मैंने एग्जाम्पल दिया कबीर सिंह का, सबने देखी, सबको पता होगा. याद है वो? ओडिसी इज एन एपिक. Odysseus जो थे, Odysseus was a king, and for example, like it happens, no, on Prithviraj, the epic was called Prithviraj Raso. अकबर पे था आईने अकबरी. उसी तरह से ओडिसियस किंग के ऊपर ओडिसी लिखी गई थी. Okay, so morphine is pain-killing narcotic drug, and someone said it right, derived from Morpheus, the god of sleep and dreams. Morpheus. Morpheus को कहाँ देखा है सबने? The god of dreams. ओडिसी का मतलब जर्नी होता है. हाँ, ओडिसियस वाज बेसिकली, ओके रिया, ओडिसियस वाज द किंग, was basically a traveler king. He traveled a lot to gain a lot of knowledge. For example, the Indian equivalent of Odysseus is King Lord Krishna. Odysseus was a person who was the best friend to Achilles, and Achilles Achilles did not listen to anyone except Odysseus, because Odysseus was highly, I won't say just educated, but he was highly wise because of his traveling nature. Okay? Ria, I hope that's clear. Matrix, right. So Morpheus was the character in the movie Matrix. It's my favorite movie, my all-time favorite. And in Matrix, Morpheus did the same thing, like he gave a choice of red pill and blue pill, and then people went into a dream-like state and they felt that they are reborn. In case, okay, how many of you haven't watched Matrix? Well, right, he was mentor to Neo. In fact, he was mentor to a lot of people, but we have been shown only Neo. Before that, a lot of people already come there. First part. Hypnotic वाला god of sleep था, या only god of sleep, but Morpheus is god of, basically dreams are the major part of it. Sleep इसलिए लिखा गया है कि people dream while sleeping, but Morpheus could make people dream even in their days, in the state of wakefulness. If you look carefully, there is no spoon, and then you can bend the spoon. Well, this statement itself has got a lot of allegorical meaning. हमेशा अब हॉलीवुड शुरू करना होगा. E-book versus paperback. Vishal, I would go for paperback because I have a feeling with paper. I love the smell of paper. So for me, paperback is, but both, it depends on person to person. Yes, Vaibhav, I do remember that. There are a lot of references to Bhagavad Gita in the Matrix. Okay, now narcissism. Monica Bellucci is better than Trinity. Narcissism. Someone asked me that, can you tell the story of Narcissus? Of course I can. This has got a very beautiful story. I think a lot of you already know it. I'll first explain the meaning. Extreme love for self, often leading to neglect of others. It is derived from Narcissus, a man who fell in love with his own reflection. This is just the outline, but the story is not like this. Yes, not exactly Ahankari. So what happened? There was a man who was very beautiful, Narcissus. So what happened once? He was just walking by the forest, and in fact, this did not happen. His girlfriend was Echo Weber, right? Weber has gone through a lot of Greek literature. Uh, See what happened? There was a wise man. He was crossing a forest, okay, and when he was crossing the forest, then he came across a pond, a freshwater pond. The pond was fresh, like the previous year, and he tried to drink water from it, but it was salty. She was confused that in the forest there is no sea around. How can the water be salty? All right. So he asked the nymphs, the water nymphs. They came out of the pond and they said that the water is salty because we are crying. Listen to this. This is a, kind of another take on the story of Narcissus. So water nymph said, a lot of nymphs were there. They said that the water is salty because we are crying. So he said, but why you are crying? So they told the story of the previous year. Previous year, there was a man called Narcissus who came here, and he used to watch his own reflection in our this water, the pond, and he felt very happy. And one day he was so obsessed with his own reflection that he fell down, and he sank, and he died. And on his death, we are just mourning and we are shedding tears. So this wise man, the old man said, "Okay, so all of you loved him so much. You loved him so much. He was so beautiful." The nymph said he was beautiful, but the reason is not this. The reason is when he looked at us, he looked inside the water. We also looked at our face inside his eyes, and that's how we also felt that how beautiful we are. Okay, so this is the story. And this is a very beautiful story, like how two people are connected, looking in each other's eyes and trying to feel how beautiful they are. It's not just literal, it's figurative as well. Tell me your thoughts about this story. Well, the next one. And that's a very deep story and a very emotional one. Panic. What is panic? Everybody knows what panic is, but the connection over here is okay, panic is losing emotional control in a state of fear, and it is derived from Pan, the Greek god of destruction. Pan has got some traits which are very much similar to Lord Shiva. Anubhav said exactly what mythology sounds like, right? Pan god. Okay, Pan had this power. When Pan wanted the people to get scared and run away, Pan had this power. He would control your mind. Okay, so Pan can do that. Pan has this kind of a way of his that he can control your mind and and make your mind go into deep state of fear and anxiety and disgust, and you can just run away from the place, get confused. So Pan does it. Pan, in fact, he sometimes feels amused to see that. Pancake is not related to pan. No, not at all. Bali had this power too. No, Bali had this power that Bali could take half of your strength. Well, next is tantalize. What is tantalize? This is a normal English word, but again, it has come from a Greek mythological word. Tempting someone with something they find irresistible. Tempting someone with someone they find irresistible. There's a story behind it. Tantalus was an evil king who served up his own son to gods and goddesses. Think about this. Zeus condemned him to be forever hungry. So this Zeus was actually, he kind of cursed a lot of people, and he sent him to some a place called Hades, which is equivalent to Narc in, in Indian mythology. And there he sent him, and there was a pool of mud. He could not drink the water, and there was a tree full of fruits, and he could not reach the fruits. So that is how he was forever till eternity hungry, because he served up his own son. That is why Tantalus was cursed. Yeah, Ashutosh. Right, Babu. Next is typhoon. What is typhoon? Typhoon basically a storm is there. All of you, I can know it. A huge rotating tropical storm. It majorly happens in Japan. A lot of typhoons come there. It is derived from Typhon, the storm giant and the father of all monsters. So in Japan, there is a lot of fishing grounds are there. So a typhoon comes, picks up the water and the fish inside that water, and it throws the fish on the sea beaches. So that is how a huge fishing market is formed over there in Japan. But of course, there is a negative side to it as well. But again, the positive part is that fishermen get their employment through this. He is considered to be father of all monsters. Typhoon and tycoon. Typhoon is a storm, Mohit. Look at this. The meaning of typhoon is here. And tycoon is basically a person who has achieved a lot in some area. For example, a business tycoon. So someone has achieved a lot in business. Vaibhav sounds like he's already a Greek man. He was the son of Gaia and Tartarus. He knows everything about Greek god. Is there god for everything in Greek mythology? Yeah, Jay, right? Same as the Hindu gods. A god for everything. Echidna, mother of monsters. Zephyr. This is the last word for today. Z has come, and I've chosen only few words. There can be n number of words like this. So every week I'll take some class on vocab building. We'll be picking up something else, probably some business words. Zephyr. What is Zephyr? 100 heads. Yeah, right, Vaibhav. That's right. No, that was Hydra. Vaibhav, that was Hydra, with whom Hercules fought. Zephyr, a soft and gentle west wind. It is derived from Zephyrus, the Greek god of the west wind. Like someone said, there's a god for everything. Of course, there's a god for west wind as well. It's called Zephyrus. In India, we have Pavandev. So in the next class, I think, okay, tell me, what do you want me to do for vocab building exercise? Do you want me to go through some business and economics related GK? Mohit Jain, remember these words long till cat? Don't worry about that, Mohit, because when I'll be taking an RC, I'll be using these words somehow. Like what I believe in, that something which is put in front of you again and again. And and that is how it gets imprinted in your mind. So I'll make sure that I use this word somehow in the RC passages that I will be creating, and that is how you can actually remember those words. Civics and economics, Atul said. Okay, let us do one thing. After the class is over, I'll just create a poll, and in that poll you will be marking that on which topic do you want a vocab session. I think business and economics would be a better idea. रिया कुछ भी फिक्स नहीं है कैट में ना. जैसे पहले क्या था कि बिजनेस से ज़्यादा था, बट लास्ट टाइम बिजनेस से एक स्लॉट में कुछ आया भी नहीं, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी आया था. लेट अस डू वन थिंग, बट स्टिल बिजनेस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. हम नेक्स्ट में बिजनेस एंड इकोनॉमिक्स से ही कर लेंगे. We'll do that. Business and economics terms. Okay, or we can do science and technology also, environment, geography, geopolitics. I'll just create a poll and you can vote over there. So that is all. Now, tell me, like, in your comments and maybe through Facebook, that how do you like the class, and would you like to have more such sessions on what different topics? This is not a part of regular live classes that I take. It is a part of extra classes which nobody is taking in entire India. That is something which you should be proud of, that you are getting trained by a company which is taking care of all the extra sessions, the indirect things which might help you somehow in CAT apart from the regular sessions that we take. So this is something which we have started, and I think this is something which was needed. Like when I was a student, I was wanting something like that, but nobody was doing it. So we have started it. Today we don't have any session. The session which was supposed to be did yesterday, that will be happening on Friday. Okay. Cognitive behavior topics, Zoel, Devanshu, thanks for that. Thanks and welcome everyone. After this class, no, Sanjay, tomorrow you have a class. So on Friday, you'll be having a class. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Great, we'll be having more such sessions. Thanks everyone, and bye-bye. Study hard. Thanks. Bye.